Okay, so we changed over to sunflowers. Got the gearing off header on. So for the sunflowers, you get the skid. It's got this like this blade, and then you'll see these gathering chains. They got like these little, call it knobs, that they've got on, and there's this plate comes on here as well, and it pushes out the gathering chain, so that when the sunflowers come in the row unit here, it cuts it off here. You'll see it's quite a good cut. That's how it looks in the field. Quite a nice cut. Fields always look nice when you cut them, but yeah, these stalks are quite a headache, because they are like steel pegs standing out, so they will destroy your wiring or anything that they catch onto. So you do not back up with your combine when you're harvesting sunflowers. So yeah, Dad just went off to go and check the moisture, and then I hope it's dry so that we can get going. And so these sunflowers, you can see here's one head that the head just broke off, probably because because of the rain. But then the pigeons, they tend to come and sit down and eat the seeds out. So they do affect your yield at the end of the day. But now what the breeders have done is, so you've got these little, some of the varieties, let's get a camera on it, but some of these varieties, they're a bit like, they've got a spiky little, focus it in, got a spiky little thing to them, and that actually makes it difficult for the birds to eat it. So, but you still get a bit of loss, but not like in the old days. And in the old days you had quite a lot of loss from bird damage. And then so I've got a theory that if you plant them at a really high population, higher than what we usually plant, these ears or the sunflower heads become so small when the pigeons or birds are flying overhead, they can't seem to get a place to land, and then makes it difficult for them to come and sit down and eat. So yeah, even though these heads look a bit small, there's quite a lot of them, so this is quite a really high population for sunflowers. Hierdie moet skurk terug. There's the sunflower sample, so still needs some adjusting. I think we did adjust the sieves, and I'm gonna put up the wind or air a bit. But the way it looks at the moment, it will be acceptable at the silo. But I want to send it in as clean as possible. The O grades from Marcel is doing, from Bushel Plus Mad, they are doing a crazy good job at not over threshing the plants that go into the machine. So, but yeah, I just think maybe the wind was a bit too low. Of course, it's like little, don't know what you call them in English, like little doppies. They should blow out the back of the machine. But yeah, it's one of the things when it comes to sunflowers, it's quite easy to blow them out of the back, because they already are really light to begin with. So we've got a sunflower variety trial going on there. There's some of the varieties that we did plant, and yields. The legend from 0 to we went I think 3.9 tons was on the higher end. So it's not looking too bad. I think there might be more money in sunflowers this year than what there are in other crops like soybeans and corn. Sample isn't too bad. I'm still gonna have to maybe tweak it a bit, but nothing wrong with that sample. But it's a red combine. It should do a perfect job. So I do think that's going to be it for today. One of the varieties was really dry in the trial. The other ones are borderline, so I'm not going to take a chance. Sunflowers, if you harvest them too wet, well, that sample actually doesn't look too bad. Just looking at in the rest of the tank. So, but if you harvest sunflowers too wet, it'll actually catch fire. It'll start molding and it'll just heat up like a compost pile. So, but yeah, that's I think maybe we need to wait maybe another day. It's still way early after the rain from yesterday. So yeah, and the thing with sunflowers, the wind will blow it away. So you can see where the spout is actually throwing, and there's some of them blowing off at the to the front side because the wind is pushing a bit. So yeah, we'll have to wait another day. And winter is here. You can see Arne, my brother, also getting cold. But the clouds and everything just screams winter. So the next morning, after the frost has gone and conditions improved, the sun got out, everything dried down from the moisture, the previous from the previous rain event. We went back to the sunflowers, and we are busy. We just finished the trial, and we are cutting. There's some trees in this field, and I couldn't spray with the drone next to them. I was afraid of hitting them with the drone, so that's why you'll see some weeds growing in that area. But yeah, sunflowers so far sample isn't looking too bad, and we cut quite a few hectares during that day and the day after, and presently surprised at some of the yields. We went to the field next to the tar road. It's a small little field, but that field always does good. We had a proper yield come off of there. I should have maybe considered doing like a yield entry, but yeah, sunflowers is not something that it's high on my priority list when it comes to yield entries. But learned quite a lot from that little field as well, managing some micronutrients and a bit better understanding on fungicides. And if you look at the video, as I flew with a drone over it, the high population definitely helped. You can see even some bird damage, but it still had a good yield. I do like the fact that most of those heads, I don't know why the stems broke. Maybe it's from the rain, but I like the fact that they bent like that. It just helped limit the amount of damage from the birds. So yeah, Dad and my little girl was cutting flowers today, and yeah, this field really was a really good yield. It's not super high yield, but it was a really good yield. I think for the challenging season that he had, and if I zoom in, you can see some of the spots. The big ears, like the one at bottom left now, there was a lot more
damage to them. So yeah, my theory on smaller heads really helped. That's one of my drivers, Peter's, coming back from the silo. He had to deliver it, so we need to truck this away or move it to the silo that accepts them. Is about 30 kilometers away, so yeah, it's quite a drive. But it is what it is. At the local silo, they do not accept sunflowers anymore. You can see the amount of sunflowers coming up on the clean grain elevator. It was just proper. These were close to 3.8 tons per hectare, so that was quite a surprise. I think anything above 3 tons is already a really good sunflower harvest. So yeah, really pleased with how that little field turned out. The one we did after this field, that's after we finished this, that was a poor field, really shallow soils. It just didn't perform at all. I think it finished at about 1.4, 1.5 tons per hectare. But yeah, it's still thankful for that. Could have been worse.